Business on the just doing business on the reservation in general.
Okay.
Yeah.
As a native entrepreneur, what have been the biggest challenges and biggest advantage of doing business on or with reservations?
The biggest advantage? I like that. It's good. I think there's a lot of advantages to doing business on the reservation. And also, I think there's more advantages if you do it on a reservation you're enrolled at. So it depends. So the magnitude of benefits. If you're doing business on the reservation and you are if you're just doing business on the reservation in general, and I guess, but before we get into that, I'm thinking, I'm thinking 2 oat milk. Oh, all right, I got it. But no, all right, so the biggest advantage to doing business on the reservation is that there's a low level of business already, low level of competition. On majority reses, some are different, but this is generality. There are exceptions to the rule, but on most reservations, there's a low level of competition. So with that low level of competition, it is easy to bust into the market and capitalize on that. The only problems you will run into is that a lot of the tribal governments operate like an Eastern Bloc country. So things will take a very long time. But the biggest advantage of that all is there's already a low level competition, so you can break into the market and you can't sell whatever product you're pushing. You can't sell to the needs of the reservation because they won't sell. An example of that would be, there's a bunch of houses on the reservation that need meth abatement done. The houses need to be cleaned, whether there's meth labs there, people smoking it, whatever. The only problem with that, it costs a fuck ton, and it's needed to get done to get those houses rehabilitated, brought back in so people can use them. You can't just rip out the drywall. There's a whole process you have to do into decontaminating that house. The employees have to have their HAZWOPers. There's a whole thing. But that's a need that needs to get done. It doesn't get done because it costs a lot. So what do? The next level is the want. You got to sell to the wants of people. The things that do great on reservations, I hate to say this, is alcohol, right? It's a want. People don't need alcohol, they want it, so they drink it. So that's why alcohol does so great on the reservations for the beer companies. An example would be Town Pump in Browning, Montana has one of the best selling amounts of alcohol in the whole country for Town Pumps. It does so well there. It beats all the other locations when their population in Browning's like, I don't know, 6,000 or 7,000, but it beats populations of people of 100,000 like in Missoula. Why does it do that? Because it's a want. All those 6,000 people, a large majority spend their whole paychecks on that. So that is an example. You got to sell to the wants, you can't sell to the needs. Because things need to get done, they won't get done. But everyone wants a thing, they'll get it. Things like that. Hold on. We're at Dutch Bros right now.
Hi guys, how are you?
Doing good.
Good. What can I do for you guys?
Yeah, I was thinking, you guys, is it 2 oat milk? Yeah.
Like a latte?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2 of those.
Them hot iced or blended?
Iced.
Iced. What size would you like those?
Actually, I didn't even see the size. What sizes you guys got?
We have small, medium, and large, so it's 16, 24, and 32 ounces.
I'll do 2 16s.
16s, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 small ice oat milk lattes. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Perfect. Do you guys have the app or phone number you want to use today?
Neither.
Okay, perfect. $9.43. Do you guys want to do cash or card?
Card?
I don't have card. Perfect.
Cash then. Yeah.
Cash? Okay, I'm gonna send you guys up to a window to pay. You guys can go right behind this Toyota on your right, okay?
All right.
Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
I forgot what we were talking about. Oh, yeah.
Advantages of doing business on the reservation.
Yeah, advantages. Those are some advantages, right? You gotta sell to the wants. You can't sell to the needs. There's things that need to get done, but they don't get done for whatever reason. But the things that want, they do a lot better. And that's how capitalism works, especially on the reservation. I hate to say it, but that's the truth. Now, because I've seen plenty of businesses where they try to sell to the needs of the people, and they go belly up all the time. I mean, they're like, we're not getting enough business because people just don't care, right? They'll say like, oh yeah, this and that's a great idea. We love that. We'll have the council will endorse it. But at the end of the day, if people aren't buying the product, it's not going to do well. Now, it's a need, right? It's a need. People need wells dug on their house, but people don't have money to get the wells dug, so they just live. So there's, I don't know, all these things that need to get done, they just don't. You gotta sell to the wants.
How do you balance honoring tribal values, traditions, and community relationships while building a profitable business?
I think it depends on the person, right? It depends on that person's culture and what they value, because everyone's different. Their business ethics. You know, when I was at Haskell, this is a true story. When I was at Haskell, there's this lady, and she was teaching business ethics. She's the professor, and I was her business ethics. But at the same time, her family was stealing money from the school, from the sports department, all this other stuff, and they're washing the money. They had a whole thing, and people were getting fired and shit canned over it. But I was like, damn, that person was teaching business ethics when they're doing all that. So it just depends on the person, right? Who are your teachers? I never took her class. I just remember hearing about that. I was like, oh wow. So it just depends, right? Me personally, I try not to be a shitbag, because at the end of the day, I gotta live with them. I gotta live with these people, and people don't forget. So I really try my best to do really well in business, and try to hold or do a decent product or business that is, everyone can be like, all right, I'm getting my money's worth.
What misunderstandings do non-native businesses or investors often have about reservations, economies, and native entrepreneurship?
Say that again?
What misunderstandings do non-native businesses or investors often have about reservations and native entrepreneurship? I think that's what you said.
Say that one more time so the mic can hear that, because that's a very good question, what you just proposed.
What misunderstandings do non-native businesses and investors often have about reservations and native entrepreneurship?
If they're a small business, they won't get a foothold in. And the only small businesses I've ever seen get a foothold in were the ones who were selling alcohol to the Indians. And they did extremely well. But they did it right on the reservation line. Or there's that. The larger companies that I've seen come in, because they have so much capital, they can bribe tribal officials or give them a credit card in the mail, right? Or fucking like, hey, here's $1,000 on this credit card to go spend it on whatever, right? So I've seen, and I can speak about this because I've seen this happen. I can name certain tribes, councilmen, I've seen that done too. And it's the truth. They're Eastern Bloc countries. That's essentially how they run. And if they're a big enough business and you come in, you can bribe the chairman and a couple of people, and then you can get pushed whatever you want to get pushed. But if you're a smaller business, you come in, unless you're selling like an alcohol or weed, devices, then you're not going to do too well on the reservation. That's from what I've seen. I imagine there's exceptions to the rule, but that's what I've seen firsthand on X amount of reservations. I've been to like, I don't know, 40 or 50 in my life. So I'd say I've seen a fair amount. I've been to reservations that are only 1 mile by 1 mile long. It's also fucking reservations it takes a full day to cross. So I've seen the gambit, yeah.
What industries or business opportunities do you believe are most important for the future of reservation communities?
I don't think it's businesses. I think it'd be more of... Fuck, man. I don't even think knowledge would help them out. If there's a business school, I don't think that would help out. Because a lot of the Indians, if you don't know nothing, you don't want nothing. A lot of them are very simple. So they don't know too much about anything.